Yo, what's good? It's your boy Trouble T Roy. Hit Don't Get Hit Boxing Talk. Back with another one. And it goes. So, it's been a very interesting week. A very interesting week, I should say. I need to say. I'm going to go by saying, first, biggest L of the year so far, in my opinion, Keyshawn, the businessman, Davis. And I'm sorry. It's beyond me at this point. I'm not sure what's up with this kid. Well, he ain't a kid no more. But I'm not sure what's going on with him. He ain't all the way there, in my opinion. I don't believe he is. Or he either isn't all the way there in certain ways, but I kind of want to give him that, the fighting the mental battles type thing, because we seem to give a lot of our especially younger generations, the same excuses when they act up or they just don't want to do what they're supposed to do. It's always mental health and stuff like that. I can't keep using that because it's slowly, in my opinion, giving these young men in the sport a reason to continue to act like the way that they're doing. And now, one thing before I get into the Keyshawn, the businessman, Davis, I'm having a real issue. This is going on. It's been going on all year, and it's funny because in Ring IQ's not his last live, one of his lives from, I think maybe it was his last or before, he brought up something that me and my bro was talking about as well right before I listened to that live, and talk about how when it comes to American boxing, it's rare that we actually do talk about boxing at this point. We're talking about rumors and allegations and everything except what happens in the ring or in the gym. Or actually, not we talk about what happens in the gym, because American fans always want to talk about sparring and what somebody did to this other person in sparring. So even in the gym, it has nothing to do with what's really going on in the sport of boxing as far as in that ring under the bright lights. I really get a chance to talk about what's going on under the bright lights in the ring with my bro or any other boxing fans, because it's always just drama and it's annoying. It's outplayed. It's just like, come on. This is why American boxing, this is why I really don't support many American boxers. I haven't been able to really put full support into these quote unquote elite, as they want to call them, American boxers. None of them be elite. All of them are just, they're elite at everything but boxing nowadays. They're elite at talking shit. They're elite at running their thumbs across the phone on social media. Everybody want to be gangster. Everybody want to be this, that, and the other. Everybody want to be a fucking rapper. Everybody want to be in the clubs. And I'm just talking about America. I'm not saying that shit don't happen outside, in other countries, but I'm not worried about that because I'm supposed to be American. And I don't even talk about American boxing like I'm American. Like I be sitting here like it just sucks. Trying to support these guys, and it makes me afraid because the guys, every time I start supporting somebody, they end up doing some weird or dumb shit, and it's just like, damn, I can't, So with that being said, back to Keyshawn. List of things that he did over the last week that is just like, he clearly just gave me signs that he just ain't what I thought he was. I thought he was I thought he was a great prospect who had the opportunities and the abilities to make American boxing something again, I'm not going to say great because I'm not sure if he could do it alone, but at least it would be a start to, doing great things for the country, for the USA. You know what I'm saying? But he kind of just, I don't even know. It's like he just turned out to be just like the rest of them. Just like the rest of them. Just talk shit all day. Say dumb shit all day. And in this case, not fight. This man went from praising Gervonta Davis for whatever reason, because Gervonta Davis just fight all elite boxers, right? He trying to act like Gervonta Davis just has it all when he really doesn't. And like, he is like, if you're striving to be like somebody like Gervonta Davis at this point in your career, if you're a young man coming up in the sport of boxing, and you're striving, oh yeah, I want to be like Gervonta Davis, because that's basically what he was making it sound like. He want to be like Gervonta Davis, and it's like, dude, he's not doing anything that's special. He ain't fought nobody in years. He ain't fought none of the guys that he should have fought in the ring, and he's admitted that he never asked to fight them. It's so many things. He out here, he pulling, choking females and pulling them by, you know what I'm saying? He hitting people with cars, pregnant women and shit. It's like, come on, and y'all want to be like that nigga. Come on. That was the first one for me. Second one for me was him saying, now these were signs that I felt that these were signs that he was not that dude and never really wanted to be that dude. Second sign, he says he doesn't want to unify. He doesn't want the IBF belt because he don't want to pay sanctioning fees. He don't want to have to worry about weight clauses under the IBF. Those was his excuses for not wanting to unify a division. I don't want to pay the money. I don't want to have to worry about the rules of having that title, that belt. I ain't never heard nobody say that wanted to be like I don't know if this is just weird. This is weird energy. So you don't want to be you don't want to be a unified champion? What's the point in even boxing if you don't want to be, you don't want to take the hardware? You don't want to hold all the hardware. Then what are you there for? What the fuck are you there for? Because you're just wasting time at that point. But there you go. That was sign number 2 for me. Sign number 3. Press conference. You're calling out Abdullah Mason, a prospect. Abdullah Mason said he will be ready to fight you when it's time. You're talking about you want to fight him next. Keyshawn is talking about he wants to fight him next. A prospect. So you're chasing a prospect, but you don't want to fight for another title. You don't want to unify the division. You'll rather chase a prospect who's still up and comer, who's still trying to make his name. So fuck the other champions. You already basically said you're not fighting. Well, basically you ducked the whole division, which is crazy. I mean, you're basically saying you're not gonna fight Davis. I mean, I ain't never. We know Davis ain't gonna fight you either. So, or Davis ain't gonna fight Davis. Let's say that. Gervonta ain't gonna fight Keyshawn. We knew Gervonta wasn't gonna fight nobody that could be a threat. But you're saying you're over here big up and Gervonta riding his D and shit. It's like, we know you're not gonna fight him. If that's the case, if you feel like you need to, be on his jock like that, we know you're not gonna fight him if you had the chance. You know. Then you say, of course, he said this. What, I don't know, a while ago. I'm not gonna fight my buddy, my bro. Shakur Stevenson is just like, okay, okay. Yeah. I mean, I tried a little bit, like, to slightly low-key defend that, because I'm like, if they're really that close, they grew up together, all that stuff, whatever the case may be, and that makes sense. You don't want to fight the guy that you consider your brother, but, at the same time, you're in the sport of boxing. So it's that's kind of a gray area for me, because y'all ain't, like, related, and y'all both, I thought they both wanted the same thing, which was to be the best in the division, and the only way to find out if you're the best is to fight who is the other one that's supposed to be considered the best. But they threw that out the window, so we was never going to get that fight. And last, the Raymond Maritalia, however you say his name, that fight we're not getting, because he says he doesn't want the IBF belt, because he doesn't want to have to pay more sanctioning fees for another belt, and he doesn't want to have to deal with the weight clauses and whatever that come with the IBF, which he was corrected from what I understand, because you apparently, I'm not sure, because this is what I keep hearing, and I didn't know this before, but this is good information to know. You don't have to follow any weight clauses under the organization if you're unifying. So that's just an excuse. He literally didn't even do his own research. He just said he don't. Basically, as far as I'm concerned, he just was making excuses just not to fight another champion. All in all, he ducked the whole division. So there you go with that. Now, I think, we on the third sign? Or no, this is the... Oh no, the ultimate sign, I think I already talked about, Abdullah, did all that. So the final sign, as far as I'm concerned, is you miss weight by 4.3 pounds? Like, nigga, you didn't even try. You didn't even try to make weight. That's literally, you literally did not try to make weight. Ain't no way. There's guys who busted their ass to lose more than that in a week. There's guys who literally bust their ass to make their weight, knowing they probably shouldn't be fighting at the weight class anymore because it's killing them. But you telling me you couldn't lose 4 pounds? It ain't like you're that big of a dude. You couldn't lose 4 pounds. And the way he went about it, he gets on the scale, you're overweight 4.7 pounds, and you laughing and smiling about it and shit, thinking everything's gonna be cool. Now look at you. This is where it gets funny. So now you missed weight, you done all that shit, but I guess, I don't know if you're thinking, oh, it's all good, they ain't gonna do nothing to me, you know what I'm saying? Nope, sorry, no fight, sir, and you ain't getting your full purse. I don't know how much he did get, if he did get any, but you ain't getting your full purse. But guess what? Your opponent that you left hanging, he's getting everything that we owe, and now we get to take your money, pay the other fighters, and we get to go ahead and put the rest of the money that you're not getting back in the bank. So guess what? Ha, joke's on you, oh dumbass. This is one of the silliest stories in boxing that I've ever witnessed. I never heard of anything like this. I'm sure there's been incidents where something like this may have happened before. Somebody thought they was getting over on the sport, but really the sport was getting over on them at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? Now you done lost your money. I don't know if they're going to let you fight in your hometown anymore because you didn't fight this time. Purposely. You can keep on saying, oh, yeah, I can't make the weight no more. I just can't make the weight no more. No, nigga, you didn't try to make the weight anymore. You didn't want to make the weight anymore. You thought you could pull some shit, and shit wasn't going to backfire on you. Now people over here trying to debate like the difference between Keyshawn not making weight and Ryan Garcia not making weight. The difference between the two situations is Garcia, for one, we already knew he didn't give a fuck. What he did was like, well, he's just being fucking Ryan Garcia. Just a prima donna with boxing gloves on. Yeah, he blew the weight by however much. I forget how much, 2-3 pounds, or whatever the case was. Yeah, he blew the weight. But one thing, the difference between him and Keyshawn is Keyshawn was a fucking champion. Ryan Garcia wasn't shit. And I don't think he'll ever be shit, especially after his last fight. You just ain't shit, but that's a whole nother story. But you're a champion. You're supposed to be a professional. Ryan Garcia already showed that he's not a professional motherfucker. You're supposed to prove to the rest of your city, your hometown, your people that came out and paid money to see you, your people who took time out of their day to watch you on the TV, you know, the people in America and around the world, because I'm sure he probably, if you don't have them no more, I'm sure you have fans from other places around the world, you know, and you just said, fuck everybody. Fuck all y'all. You know, I'm not in it to win it. This dude literally just said, fuck all y'all. He gave us the finger and all that. You know what I'm saying? And he clowning around at his own card that he was supposed to be in. And look how stupid you look too. The guy that you was calling out, that prospect that you was calling out in front of everybody when you was avoiding trying to fight any other champions. You remember you was calling out the new guy? But guess what? The new guy took over your card. You dummy. Look how stupid you look. Keyshawn. You know, that's crazy, man. And then it doesn't stop right there. Because your brother Kelvin got beat up. You guys go get in your feelings and attack the brother who you and your other brother, your younger brother, which is who you should be a better example to. You guys go and attack the opponent that beat your brother because y'all in y'all feelings like some little boys. Y'all are little boys as far as I'm concerned. Nair Albright beat the dog shit out of your other brother, so you and your younger brother or whatever go and attack the man because y'all in y'all feelings, because your brother got beat in a sport, which was nothing personal. At least I don't think it was. I never got to watch the press conferences and stuff. Maybe, I don't know if they had any kind of, him, Kelvin, or him and the other brothers had any kind of issues with Albright, but y'all getting y'all feelings because it's like, that shit is crazy. I'm sorry, y'all go and attack a man because he beat your brother in a sport. It wasn't even like that was personal. This is a fucking job. And unfortunately, your brother wasn't able to get the job done, and Albright was. So y'all mad. That's crazy. That's crazy. Little motherfuckers don't know how to take accountability for their actions. You know, everybody want to be a thug. Because that's all that shit is. Yeah, I want to be a thug. I'm going to go show you. You guys are fucking professional boxers, or at least supposed to be. And y'all out here trying to act like y'all in the streets and shit. Y'all are not built like that. All these fucking American boxers want to act like they some thugs and shit, but ain't none of y'all built like that. Y'all got too much damn money to be sitting there trying to act like y'all in the streets and shit. Ain't none of you niggas fucking Bernard Hopkins. A real one. You know? Like, fuck out of here. Y'all. It's crazy. And then have that old bum-ass fucking apology from Kelvin. Out of all the three brothers, Kelvin's the one who apologizes for his other two brothers for doing what they're doing. And then try to say, the narrative of the media, go ahead and believe it if y'all want, but they didn't jump him, blah, blah, blah. It's like, shut the fuck up. I mean, nigga, there's video. y'all was trying to attack him. Maybe y'all wasn't successful because y'all some pieces of shit, but we saw what y'all was trying to do. Nigga, like, what the fuck? Ain't nobody stupid. Like, goddamn. So all in all, I give Keyshawn. I don't care about his brothers. His other brother Kelvin lost, and his younger brother participated in trying to attack a man for no reason. But I don't give them L's like that. They took L's. They took the L's for their night. But Keyshawn takes the biggest L of the year in boxing right now so far. We ain't even halfway through the year yet. But so far, he's taking the biggest L, in my opinion. I'm giving him the biggest L. L. You didn't even make it to your fight and you took a L. Dummy. So, anyways, I don't know. American boxing is not looking too good if this is going to continue to be the patterns. I mean, I look up to guys like Abdullah Mason. You know, he is still one of the bright young men in the game right now who I believe can still make a difference for the sport in our country. You know, Shoo, I still am a big fan of him. And the thing is, wins and losses is not what makes somebody, in my opinion, successful in the sport of boxing. People got on this whole shit where it's like, after the after the Mayweather era, everybody just feels like if you don't have an O on your record as far as losses, then you ain't shit. That's only in America where that shit happens. I don't ever hear Russians saying shit like that, or, you know, nobody in Japan, you know. See how they tried to crucify Inoue in America for getting dropped. But yet, the same people are trying to sit here and have an argument for Tank Davis taking a whole knee in the fight and pretending like he has some motherfucking prison grease in his eye or some shit. Like, fuck out of here. But y'all, Inoue, in real fights with real motherfuckers, he gets dropped and everybody's trying to crucify him. Like, yeah, see, I knew he wasn't all that. See, he got dropped. Like, okay. The man taking all the chances in the world that he can, and he's the one that gets crucified for getting dropped a couple times here. Like, but what is he doing to his opponents after he get dropped? Exactly. Fuck out of here. I'm telling you, American boxers, we count on their O's because the fans, once they lose their O's, they lose their fans, unfortunately. I mean, Tank Davis is getting crucified a lot in America because of what happened. In my opinion, he got beat. I mean, but it just shows that Tank has never really been that good. I keep saying it. I've been saying it for years. But, you know, you got people who will try to protect him. But you also have the people that are trying to crucify him because he got dropped or because he took that knee. I'm doing it. I'm talking shit because he took a knee and they let him get away with it. I wouldn't be tripping if the referee and the officials outside the ring said no, he took a knee. I don't care what it was. I ain't never seen nothing like that in boxing where they let a man take a knee, run to his corner, and, you know, get dabbed up with a towel and get right back in the fight. You know what I'm saying? That is fucking pathetic. But America, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. But the L doesn't make you great. Or it doesn't take away from your greatness. A L just means that, okay, I took an L in the ring. How do I bounce back? And this is really what it comes down for Keyshawn. Because even though he didn't take an L in the ring this past weekend, like I said, I think he took one of the biggest L's, at least the biggest L in my opinion so far this year in the sport of boxing. And he didn't even have to get in the ring to do that. So this is going to count on how he bounces back. Because right now, judging by just all those things that I just named, I'm no longer a believer in him off of these actions, because this is all these actions just within a few days. It's not even like this is spread across. Like, at least Teofimo do crazy shit, but, well, no, he does the same shit. Everything kind of just in a few days. Teal's just different. But this actually took a lot of, in my opinion, took a lot of the light off of Tio and his shenanigans, in my opinion. It really did. You know what I'm saying? It's like, wow, he took the cake from Tio with this shit that he did. Keyshawn took the cake from Tio, because Tio's been doing some crazy shit for a while too. But Keyshawn took the cake with this one. You know, so I don't know, man. We shall see what happens from this point on. But I mean, it is what it is. Keyshawn took the biggest L of the year so far, in my opinion. I'm going to leave it that way. That is how I feel. And can't nobody tell me anything different. So anyways, you know, go ahead, like, comment, share, subscribe, or hate. I don't give a fuck. It's your boy, Trouble T. Roy, Hit Don't Get Hit Boxing Talk. And I'm out. Peace.